Okay, the video like crashed. It's a part of my summer gym restart. So, update video, 12-year anniversary, pretty big number. And I had to do something for 10 years. And I just for like 1 or 2 years, and I've done like 3 anniversary videos. I think one was 1 year, one was like 10 years, and then I did like 1, maybe 2 in between somewhere. I didn't do it every year. So, today we're just talking about the channel. It's basically gonna be an update video more than anything. It's not gonna be anything crazy. I tried doing retrospective, and it just ended up being 2 hours long. I'm not kidding. Tell you it was gonna take so long to upload. I was like, no, we're not doing this. Anyway, so we're talking about what's going on in the channel, what I have problems with, what I want to do, and why I don't know. So currently on the channel, it's basically just battles, regular old battles. And battles are good, battles are needed, they're important. But I want to do a little bit more than just the battles, but I don't really have another series to do right now. It either is a no, logistically doesn't work, or I just don't really want to at the moment. Not that they're dead forever, I just don't want to right now. Let's start off with the no's, because that's probably the easiest. No's. TCFO and BOBs. Those can stay in the grave. TCFO, just too many times the same person will get chosen. A lot of time, I think Exotics and Helio back in the day, it seemed to be the most. Not accusing anybody of anything. Technically speaking, if you wanted to get people, if you wanted to get like friends to like your combo, like, well, you know, it's viable. But on a channel on a small scale like mine, it ended up being a lot of them. I don't know if that's what happened, or if just random people ended up liking their combos. You know, again, I'm not accusing them of anything. I don't really care if they did that or not, or use like alt channels, like anything like that. Like I don't give a shit if that's fun, but it's not as fun. And you can get some really wacky things too, because you can get some just like, this is a clear 3-0 kind of battles. Get some cool stuff, but you can get some bad stuff, and I just don't have an interest in doing it. BOBs are like kind of the same way. It's just, I don't want a whole video dedicated to BOBs. The channel's been best 3 out of 5 for a long time now, and it's almost something like that. I almost want to be best 2 out of 3, so I'd just not make things as long. Because if it was multiple BOBs in a video, then it gets long. But I just don't want to do BOBs, and that's kind of another thing too, where it's like, when it just is people in the comment section, I don't have a feeling towards it. It's not that fun for me. When it's just, you know, whoever comments. Sometimes it can be, depending on who comments. Like, if it's somebody who's been around a long time, you know, it could be interesting, like Helio versus Ethan or something like that, like some cool rematch of a CBT. But generally speaking, like I don't have interest. Those are done. Those are gone. Same would go for just a regular combo battle. Occasionally people request those. I have zero, unless there is, again, a massive connection for me, like some type of battle related to like a CBT or something maybe. I don't, random combos do nothing for me. That is completely, I have zero, it's not even fun. Like, if there's no connection to the combo, then it's not fun doing a combo battle. Again, unless it's for something specifically, right? At least TCFO and BOBs, like, there's a reason it was a combos, because people chose the combos, right? But just random combos, whether it be battle request or me just making them, no. Not in the mood. And if I think of anything else, then sure. Not in the mood. CBTs. Those take a lot of effort, and I gotta be really in the mood to make it good too. And I'm not at a point where I want to be having longer videos or something that goes on for 2+ weeks. Because even a 16-player CBT, it's either long videos because it's, you know, quarters and there's 3 battles in a video, or it's like 1 battle or maybe 2 at a time. And that just, if it's 2, then again, it can be a long. And if it's 1, they're shorter, but then it just takes forever. And I'm not doing 2 videos a day, not at the moment. At least not for a consistent time period. CBTs would require that, or just a long period of 1 video. So, not what I want to do. Top 5s, and by extension, tier lists and non-Beyblade stuff. I just don't care to do a top 5 right now. Something that like grips me either. Same with any type of top 5 or tier list. I don't even have a topic of something I want to talk about except for the last video I recorded, which I don't know if that's going to go up first or after this. I tried to record this one first, and then I recorded that when I came back to this. So, yeah, what was it? Oh yeah, I don't have much, there's nothing right now that's like, yeah, I'd like to do that, but I don't have anything else, like other videos like that, or just even talking videos. And then logistically difficult, not impossible, but difficult. Draft battles. Draft battles are the best. That's what the other video is on. It's literally just on why draft battles are amazing and why they're my favorite, and why they should be, why everybody should do them, how amazing they are. You can watch that video here if it's already up, but it's logistically impossible, almost. Have to have contact with whoever I do it with. That's logistically very, very, very difficult. And even so, it also takes people who kind of know what they're doing. A lot of people don't know what they're doing, and that made it less fun. So if I'm not facing like Jared and Ethan, it's just not quite as fun generally. So for those who don't know, draft battles are where you decide how many bays you're going to make. Like, is it going to be a 5v5, 3v3, etc. And then you take that number, right? 10 or an extra 11, 6 or an extra 7. And you take those bays apart and you just draft the parts one by one, snake style. You can, when it's just two people, you can kind of decide, between yourselves, or some people have an idea of, I think, pick one is better to get that first pick. It's snake style, so after the first pick, it's 2, 2, 2, 2. Some people might rather have the next pick because they can get two things, that are depending. I kind of it depends on what's there, if there's like one really good part or a couple really good parts, but if there's more, then maybe you want to have the extra, because if there's, let's say, it depends on how many good parts there are and how you want to gap your tiers of parts, whether first or second pick would be better. But you go back and forth, and then you make bays with the pieces you've chosen. Problem is, people would choose, once, like, again, say you're doing 5, so we done the channel. If one person has chosen 5 fusion wheels, there is not a reason to draft fusion wheels anymore, because one of the bladers cannot take it. If your opponent has them all, they can't draft anymore. So all you need to do is keep in mind what's on the board and think about, as you get towards the end, which would you rather have? But you don't need to draft it until the very end, which, if done properly, there'll be, like, let's say you did 11 parts, right? 11. And then we normally do. Well, actually, not better. Let's just do 10. Make it easy. Eventually get to a point where there will be, if it was 10 bays you took apart and made 10 bays, there'll be one of everything. And you'll need 2 of the pieces, and your opponent will need the other 2, and you don't need the same ones. Like, they took all their fusion wheels, and they took all their spin tracks, and you have all your tips, and you have all your inner rings. So you need a spin track and a fusion wheel, and they need an inner ring and tip, or something like that, right? So you're not overlapping. But a lot of people either choose inner rings early, or they would, like, just draft when their opponent couldn't draft something, And that wasn't very fun, which brought me to partially why I recorded a video of draft battles. Besides loving draft battles, it is my creation, or me and Del Battle Bros created. Maybe people have done something similar, but if they have, like, we never watched it or anything like that. We don't watch Beyblade YouTube at all, right? Neither of us do. It was something we came up with like years ago. Not even like before YouTube, even before, like, I did them on YouTube. We came up with them at some point. So we're talking like 5 years ago, more probably. But it'd be really cool to do, like, a draft battle tournament, as in not like a bunch of people do draft battles and then the winners move on, but I mean, like, you have 16 people and there's 16 or 17, maybe there's extras, logistical problems with this, and balance things that have to be ironed out. But basically, you have 16 people, 16 bays, let's just say, keep it really simple. And one person drafts a fusion wheel. Let's say they draft Earth, they think that's the best thing. And the next person drafts WD because that's the best tip. And then another person drafts, Flame. Then you get another Flame off the board, and then maybe somebody drafts Wide Ball, tip, some tip or whatever, D-tip. You know, basically keep going and drafting a piece by piece, snake style, until every person has a complete bay, and then you do a tournament from there. That would be sick. That would put some luck into it because brackets. You'd be at the whims of, you know, with the brackets, assuming there's good variety, there's some attack options, there's some non-attack options. You'd be at the whims then. In a regular draft battle, there's no luck at all. It's all drafting, all making your bays, drafting the pieces, making the bays, ordering, because you'll either put your things in an order you think is good or try to counter your opponent possibly, or avoid a certain opponent bay with one of yours. Maybe you don't want WD to face R squared F, you know, for example. You try to put them in different spots. So there would be in this set, right? It would become like, there'd be a little bit of luck there in brackets then, right afterwards. But it would be really cool to do that, but it would be logistically like impossible. Because you'd have to, not only, let's say I brought back the Discord server hypothetically for this. Hypothetically, right? I'd still need X amount of people. They'd all have to be in the server. And if I was going to do a server for this too, I'd almost set it up like prepped to be a Discord server, or like a Discord server, like a channel server or something like that. So you have to have X amount of people who are allowed in the server. Sorry, anybody who's watching this who's a child. And they'd have to be ready to be able to be drafting like pretty quickly, so it wouldn't take forever, you know? Like, you know, with schedules and stuff, that'd be really difficult. And again, that also even ignores all the balancing questions. Like, if you did something like this, would 230 be busted, you know? Or would 230 not be broken because by the time things got back to you, whatever would pair with 230 wouldn't be too good. But if there's even a chance at 230 wide ball being an option, then 230 becomes really good, because 230 is best with MB and CS, and those would probably be off the board if they were in the pool of bays. But if there's like wide ball or ball, 230 might still be broken against most things, especially if there's not heavy attack presence, because even then people are probably going to go lower attack naturally. So 230 might actually be too tall for draft format. I know I abandoned CBTs for a little bit and then I brought it back. But for like this, it might actually be broken, possibly. And then there'd be also like, how do you do Gravity Destroyer Miguel Drago, you know? So if you choose Gravity, then you have to get Destroyer. So would your next pick when it's Snake back around automatically be Destroyer? Like, do you pair them up? Because again, that depends on how good you think these things are. Gravity, Lightning, or Meteor is so good that you need to put a check on somebody getting them. You know, it would be unfair for somebody to draft Meteor by itself, right? And then come back and get whatever pieces, or not Meteor, because maybe Meteor wouldn't be as good in this kind of set, because if you didn't have Life After Death, it wouldn't be as good, right? But point being, right, is there a possibility of, you know, some of that? And also 0G. Would you want to mix and match 0G? Is there an argument that 0G that's not attack wouldn't be good? But even then, 0G's got some cool parts like Circle Flat, Wing 145, Left Wing 160. I think 230s might be too much, but 160 height shouldn't be. But SA 165 might be, BD 145 might be. So if things like that, would you just change the part out, you know? Vulcan Herogium is not broken, but BD 145 might be really good, but maybe not, because if BD 145 gets stuck with a smaller tip because you picked it early, you know? But if people are afraid of that and wait on it, and then it gets to a snake, then the snake can just get BD 145 with the taller tip. So, you know, there's some serious logistical questions that have to be solved. But I think it could be really cool. That'd be the only way the Discord server comes back, possibly. That'd be sick, but I just think it'd be logistically too hard. That's where I'm at. I don't really know what I want to do besides, like, I want to keep doing battles, but I don't know what I want to do besides battles, because I want to do something else, but I just can't think of it. I've had other ideas. What if we did a league, you know, like CBT, where people make their combos and it's like a league? But if you did, like, problem with that is, how would you do divisions and a playoff and all that? And because if you ever rematched somebody, like you did NFL, played your division twice, then if there's a stamina bay that out-staminas everything, like no attack bays, you know, then, well, that's just a bunch of wins right there. If it's an attack bay, you know, with a bunch of stamina bays, then that could be easy wins right there, and then it'd be very unbalanced, and you might as well just do a CBT at that point, instead of like a weekly thing that eventually is to a playoff, because I think it'd be cool, but that also just has its problems that I haven't been able to iron out to even think about trying to do that. Also, I would have to take the bays apart constantly, so maybe like that, or I'd have a bunch of bays that are out of commission for a little bit. or send me out of commission depending on how many parts got used. You know, I'd probably wait until my room is clean, which I'm planning on doing very, very soon because I'm starting to get tired of this. Then maybe, because my shelves will be organized and I could put pieces there and stuff. Anyway, point being, that logistically, that'll just, I'm not sure if it'll work. I like the idea of doing some type of league. Doesn't quite work with Beyblade like it would like Pokemon, you know, a draft battle. Draft league and Pokemon, redraft Pokemon. That's where I think draft battle probably got its idea from originally. That or it was just we had bays that were in pieces that thought, you know, I forget how we thought of it. Anyway, I think a draft battle CBT could be sick though, but I think it's logistically might be too hard. But I would love to. I would kill to do a draft battle CBT. That'd be the other thing. Like with 0G, I wouldn't want 160 and SB to never be there. Like I would want pieces like that twin ball to be on the board in some way. So I don't know if you would just make combos with those bottoms or something like that. Technically you could do all 0G as well. But 0G is so imbalanced that I think the attack bays are just reign supreme, you know, with how 0G bays are. So I don't think 0G entirely works. Like you can do it, but I'm not sure it's as effective. And I wouldn't want to do a Z. Like I think I have just enough 0G bays. Let's see. There's 1, 2. I made technically combos here. To be fair, I made combos here. But I have Saruman and Grago. I've got Revisor. Not even what's in things, bags. I've got an Ifrit, a Shinobi Griff, a Roja. I have Shinobi Genbul, Archer, and Banded Killerken. Assuming 230 parts are fine here. I've got Dragoon. I've got Gyarados. Screw Phoenix, we're not doing that. And I have some shiny pieces. I've got another Ifrit somewhere that name. I don't know. There it is, yeah. Ifrit. I might have like barely enough. And I might be able to make some combos. Depending on how many crystal wheels I have. You know, I might be able to make a couple extra things. But it would be hard to do that with like, it'd have to be like 8, you know. And that's just logistically, it's a bit more awkward because I don't have as many stock 0G bays. It's mainly a lack of crystal wheels. And I could take some from like the shiny things. This is made with the Shinobi Erosia, this Shinobi. Because it looks a lot better, it matches more. I could take the Archer and make Gargoyle from the Archer Ifrit. No. Yeah, Archer Ifrit. I've got another Ifrit here, and I've got Samurai Revisor. But I've got a bunch of Ifrits. I don't know what else needs Samurai. Pegasus. I've got a Pegasus. I could remake Samurai Pegasus. It needs a tip is the other thing because it broke. RIP. But anyway, technically could. But there's also the E231 over it. What's that? It's something Saruman. So like there's something that I can kind of make. I could make Archer Griff probably. But anyway, there'd be logistical things to iron out. But I talked about that in the other video. So that's just me spitballing on like 0G. But yeah, that's where I'm at. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any thoughts or ideas, leave them in the comments below. Happy to hear them. And with that, I'll see you guys later.